All right, you guys, welcome back to another daily recap. It is Wednesday, and we, as you can see, are up a good amount today. We are up $206. Phenomenal. This week is looking a lot better. It's a great contrast from last week, which was not so great. Uh, and I think part of that is because we are warming up. This market is starting to warm up just a little bit, but I also think that is partially to the fact that um, that I am implementing a new strategy, and that would be starting off with small size and working my way up from there. Or just in generally just my starting off my first trades with small size until I am in the green and I can size up. So, yeah, I'm going to try to keep this recap pretty short. So let's get into it. Um, I got up this morning looking at the scanners here, and we saw a couple stocks that were up over 100%. First one being MWC. And just right off the bat, looking at this thing, I was not liking it for the fact that it has sold off so much from the high in pre-market. It just immediately became uninteresting to me. It is a slightly higher price stock. Um, and yeah, it would just have to recover this entire move and break that high before I would even consider taking a trade, because other than that, it would just be backside. So, not interested in that. Next down, we had SLXN. And this one was, the setup was a little more appealing to me. We had a few of these touch points here that I drew a downtrend on. Yeah, so I was looking at this one, anticipating for it to break this downtrend here and with some volume and make a move upwards. So into the market open, I waited for it here. It was kind of consolidating. It popped up here, and I was seeing some volume come in. Um, and right here where it broke this, I actually bought right here. So almost at that peak right there, and it didn't hold up. It sold off here. My stop was at the low of this kind of consolidation here, low of that candle, below these moving averages, and if it wasn't going to hold those or the moving averages or VWAP, which I have hidden right now, but yeah, if it was going to break below it, that was where my stop was, and I was in this with small size starter position, and after that I was down $7. So not a big deal. It's oh well. It just didn't happen to work. Had it worked, I could have added for the break. Oh, I could have added for the break of these like key levels here, right? And all the way up. So I stood to gain a lot there, but my stop was very small, and so was my size at the time, which is great. So I was sitting in a good spot on the day, right? First trade didn't work, but that's okay. So I decided to sit back and see what else was going to happen. And after that, these two stocks, as you can see, this one, excuse me, it kind of popped up in a little bit in the open. We had this little rally, but obviously with all of this resistance, it didn't hold up and sold off. So these two kind of were a no go. They didn't work, and so I was like, okay, so let's see if we're gonna find any other setups. And that's when we had HCWB come up on the scanner. And so I was sitting right here when I was seeing this thing pop up. I actually noticed it right around here when it was up only about 40-50% of the day. But it wasn't an obvious stock yet. I wanted to wait to see volume come in. We were up on news. The daily chart actually looked pretty actually looked nice. Let's see if we can get zoomed in here. Daily chart looked nice because we had a daily candle to make a new high here. See, as you can see in the previous days, we've had it pop up, but we were popping up here and breaking that. So that's always fun and interesting. And we had room up to the 200 moving average, quite a bit of room. So I was liking this, and so yeah, this stock was popping up here. We kind of were pulling back here, and a lot of consolidation. So I was just sitting back and watching this thing, and we popped up here to $1.76. I was like, okay, great. We're getting some. You can see volume is picking up. This is good. We saw it pop up to 76. It pulled back, came up to here to $1.84, and I didn't take my first trade. I wanted to wait till this was more obvious and established, but I didn't take my first trade. I kept discipline, or I stayed disciplined up until here, where on this micro pullback here, we came up here with this candle, and then on the pullback, and as it was coming up, I bought for the break of $1.99, or sorry, oh gosh, I'm sorry, it's late. I bought for the break of $2. And as you can see, that trade worked really well. We shot straight up to those 220s. I sold at 221 and got over 20 cents a share. So that was great. And then we popped up here to the 250 range, 250. And I was kind of scalping this range here. As we were doing pullbacks and pop-ups, and then I saw this little ABCD pattern forming here. As you can see, I drew this out here, and we popped up. I bought right here. We kind of pulled back, and I was like, okay, well, was that a false breakout? Are we gonna reverse? But I was already doing a little smaller size on the day because I had that large winner, so I wanted to preserve that. I was just trying to add a little bit to the day. So yeah, I had my stop right here below this candle, and yeah, we did continue to move higher with higher volume. We broke this, and very strongly so. This is my other good trade of the day. It was back here, and then right here we broke this, and we squeezed up to 283, and I got around. I think I got out around 72 right here. So I squeezed a good amount of profit from that. So those were my two big trades of the day, and then all the other ones were like little scalp trades. I think I might have taken one more for the when we were breaking $3, just adding some small profit to the day. But yeah, so a couple larger wins and a few smaller ones. They stacked up, and we're up $206.71 on the day, and that's wonderful, considering that we're up 170 on Monday and only down 23 on Tuesday, and up 200 today. So looking really good this week. If we have some red days in the coming weeks, it's fine as long as we're going to be managing our risk this way. I think that we have a good shot at moving forward and maybe recovering the drawdown that we had from the cold market. So yeah, just creeping up slowly. I just really want to be able to at least get up to my highs before the PDT rule is removed, because we are anticipating some good price action for that, and I'd rather be in the driver's seat and ready to be able to capitalize on that when the time does come. And yeah, so that's awesome. We had this move. As you can see, it did continue to move higher. We came up, didn't quite break 4. We came up right below that and reversed. So yeah, it was a great move we had with HCWB today. Awesome. We're seeing these penny stocks make some pretty nice moves. Uh, and yeah, so we're hoping to see some similar momentum like this tomorrow. It'd be great. And if not, like I said, managing our risk, keeping size small for the first trades, and um, then building it up from there. Because even the smaller trades as we saw today, even the smaller trades do help and they do add up. So yep, that's where I'm at. Hope you guys did well and continue to do well throughout the week. And yeah, I will see you guys in tomorrow's recap.